Howdy, kids. Welcome to the Daily Chowder. My name is Mark from The Zone at 94.1. This is a podcast recapping the show if you missed it yesterday. If you want to listen Monday through Friday, 3 until 7 for your ride home on The Zone at 94.1. Tell your family, tell a friend, tell a stranger. I need as much attention as possible. We're going to do something a little different for this Daily Chowder podcast. I did an interview yesterday with Brian Posehn. You might know him from the Sarah Silverman show. He was in Spin City. Big, like, oafy looking dude. He's like 6'5", 280 pounds. Freaking hilarious. He's playing the Comedy Club tonight in Rochester. And so I got to talk to him for like an entire hour. And this is basically the entire interview that we did. We got real nerdy, talked about Star Wars and Batman and all that. So we'll get the Brian Posehn interview in a little bit. But let's just kick off this whole bad boy like we always do with your news. Check it out.
I may have some news for you. Big news. Stand by.
All right, it's 5 o'clock, time for the Homeless Mark News Report. New York State is ranked 11th in the United States for innovation this year. It's amazing the new and exciting ways our college students are getting drunk anally. Also, rumor has it that Apple is already in the works for a brand new iPhone, possibly called the iPhone 5S, the S standing for stupid people are buying this. And finally, a Penn State sorority is getting in trouble for having a racist Mexican-themed party. Oh, man. The U of R might have to cancel their Armenians are slutty and smell like peat moss party this year. What a shame. That's your news. It's The Zone at 94.1. All right, got Brian Posehn in the studio. So, touring right now. Is this your first time in Rochester? Have you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've never been out here.
All right, good. I got a tip for you.
Uh-huh.
Just talk about garbage plates. That should be your opening bit.
Talk about what?
Garbage plate. Oh, you know how you know how Philly has like the Philly cheesesteak or whatever?
Uh-huh.
Every town has their like little crappy sandwich or
right.
The Nantucket duck.
Yours is called a garbage plate? Well,
people
it's just like a bunch of stuff thrown on a plate?
Right, well,
yeah.
People take pride in it. What we did is we just, you know how there's, what do they call it? Cheeseburgers?
Uh-huh.
We just deconstructed it. We're like, we're going to take this cheeseburger, we're just going to throw it, we're going to put some potatoes on it, and that's our like point of pride.
Okay.
In Rochester right there. So just talk
that's
about
something
that.
to be proud of. Yeah.
That's really, no, it's a little sad. It's a little sad in this town that it's like just a bunch of like hot sauce and cheese, and it's like, oh yeah, garbage.
Delicious.
So you're here, you're at the Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday.
Oh, Saturday, all 3 days.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So it's in Webster at Daisy Duke's. Now, how long are you on tour for this stint?
I'm out perpetually. I'm out
man.
all the time. If I don't have a TV gig back home or if I'm not working on a movie, I'm just out doing stand-up all the time.
I know you're married. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I do. I got a little guy, 3.5 years old.
Does your wife ever come with you? I mean, obviously, I'm not thinking 3.5.
Yeah,
going on tour with you.
Not on tour, but we went to a festival, and he came out because he wanted to see what I did. So he saw the crowd, and he was completely addicted to it right away, and he wanted to come out and tell a fart joke with me and everything.
Good.
And yeah,
at 3.5,
that's all he likes.
Right,
that's his sense of humor.
That's the pinnacle.
Which, at my age, I still like fart jokes too. Wow. So
who doesn't? I don't think.
Yeah.
I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. I'm married. I don't have a kid. I have a nephew though.
Uh-huh.
And my wife went out and bought him like a $100 kitchen set or something. The kid's 1 year old. It's like his first or second Christmas. I don't know. I like him like a pet. You know, just like I'll tousle his hair.
Right.
Give him a pat on the rump. I like him, but
right.
I don't like him $100 yet, at least.
Right.
And having a kid that's gone through the age of 1.5. Do they realize Christmas is happening yet? You know, do they have
at that age? Like they'll play with a box. You know, that's the thing. Yeah, no, I remember noticing that in the very beginning. Like, the stuff that we really threw money at, he didn't. Yeah, but he just mess around with anything.
Give him like a Ziploc bag full of marbles, and maybe not for a 1 year old.
Yeah, not Ziploc bags at that age too. But, there's a lot of bad things that can happen.
I feel like I'm wasting my time a little bit, wasting my $100 on him.
And giving him a kitchen, too, for a little boy?
Maybe like a drum set or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here because I know you're kind of into some of the nerdier stuff like I am, the fanboy stuff. So I want to there's some big issues that have come up in this world recently, and I wanted to get your perspective on it, like the buying of Star Wars by Disney and the 3 new Star Wars movies that they plan on coming out with. I know you're a big Star Wars fan. How are you feeling about the whole situation?
I mean, I think the fact that it's away from George Lucas's dumb hands, it might bode well for them. We'll see.
I mean, the first or the episode 1, 2, and 3, the newer trilogy. I feel like after a while, it's just George Lucas putting his gangrene, swollen genitals in every shot. Like we needed so much gangrene.
And then I remember the third one, everybody going, "This is the good one. Give this one a chance."
I think over the years, I'm not as harsh on the newer 3 as I was because I started realizing, like, I kind of grew up right in the middle of both.
Right.
I don't think they're as bad as people make them out to be anymore. I don't think they're on a Scorsese level or anything.
But when you're my age, it's a different thing.
Maybe you feel betrayed because you almost grew up with them.
I did grow up. Yeah, I was 9 years old when the first one came out. Those movies changed my life, and then these other 3.
There's things like in episode 1 where there's a 35-minute pod racing scene where it's just like, okay, this is just gratuitous and horrible and not neat. There's no story building, just watching things zooming by. But could you say that same thing about episode 6 where there's a good 30 to 35 minutes of midgets and Ewok costumes where it's like, is this really pushing this story along?
That was when they started to lose me. I mean, I was a teenager by the time that one came out, and so I was like, really? Do we need the song?
Right.
Not to get super nerdy, but
get it.
Like the fact that Boba Fett gets basically killed off in the third movie so quickly. Like, he basically slips on a banana peel. Like, somebody, hits him, and then he has, like, this comedic death, and he falls into the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
Like, Boba Fett was supposed to be the badass. He was supposed to be this cool character that had come in, we'd barely seen in Empire, and we wanted him badly as nerds. We were like, oh, Boba Fett's going to be killer. And then he does nothing. He basically slips and falls into the pit. Yeah,
talking to comedian Brian Posehn, getting nerdy with Star Wars now. And to go on that Boba Fett thing, if you look at the newer ones, episode 1, 2, and 3, with you see him as a kid, and they build up his story even more.
Yeah.
They build it up even more, which makes that death even more of a disappointment, feel.
Oops, there goes Boba Fett.
Yeah, they really could have thought that one out. Are you into Batman? Were you excited about them?
Yeah, I liked those last 3. They were great.
You liked the brooding, like, dark Batman?
I do. I mean, I think there's room for a lot of different people's interpretations of that character. I again, saying how old I am without saying how old I am. I was a little kid when the 60s one was, on repeats. And
I think a lot of movies and stuff comes from what you grow up with, because I watched the Michael Keaton one, and I thought those, like the first 2, the one with Joker, but even the ones with the really cheesy ones with Clooney, like Mr. Freeze, even those, maybe because I was like 12.
Right.
You don't know what's good. You're
at that age.
Fluffernutter and peanut butter.
Right,
you don't really have a high palate when it comes to food or
right.
culture or movies or anything like that. Talking to comedian Brian Posehn, you're at this point in your career where obviously you're touring, you're doing the stand-up, you've been on TV. Is there like a goal that you're trying to reach, or is there like a next level that you're trying to reach?
Well, like some of my friends, I'd like to have my own show. Like Louie and guys like that. I be nice to finally get something that I'm completely behind, and it's a good representation of me.
You're talking about Louis C.K. show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a pretty good deal where he's pretty much acting, directing, writing, producing.
Right.
He's got complete control.
And their
over
hands
that
off. Like, well, yeah, but he got that from taking basically no money at this small network,
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta take all of that stuff into consideration when you're setting it up.
Go on ABC. They're gonna set you up with like some fake family. And you're a mailman. Your wife's
like
a little
that,
bitchy.
Right.
Something cool like that.
Right.
Well, if you had complete control over something, in your mind, what would be the direction you'd take your show?
Kind of like what Louie's done. Do something that's closer to your real life. Like his show is so close to what he is. He's a divorced guy. I'm a married guy, but there's definitely humor in my real relationship. Because my wife's brother doesn't get me. He's still like, even though we've been together 15 years, he's still like, who's this guy? When is she going to ditch him? And it's like, she's not, dude. I'm part of your family now. We've been married 7 or 8 years now. 8 years now, yeah. No, there is a little bit of that of like, well, what's she doing with him? Well, she's had a kid with him now. I'm a permanent fixture. Yeah.
All right, Brian Posehn, you are at the Comedy Club tonight, 7:30. Is there 2 shows?
I think there's just one show tonight.
7:30, and then you're there tomorrow and Saturday.
Yep.
I think it's comedyclub.us, and we've been giving away tickets, and thanks for dropping by.
Cool, man.
Anything else you want
dude.
people to check out?
I'm writing for Deadpool right now for Marvel Comics. Issue 3 came out yesterday, and then I'm currently working on a metal record with Scott Ian from Anthrax. So
that's awesome, man.
That'll be out in 2013.
Nice. Well, thanks for dropping by.
Thanks, man.
All right, there it is. There's the Brian Posehn interview. Thanks for listening to the Daily Chowder podcast. Again, listen to me Monday through Friday. Homeless Mark on the Zone at 94.1, 3 until 7 for your ride home. You can stream it at thezone941.com, and my blogs and videos are at chowderroom.com. Thanks for listening, guys.